Go. All right.
Hi. Uh. Uh. I, I'm not. I'm not really sure how to start the engine here in terms of what I want to be, what I want to be talking to you about.
I see.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's best to just go out and say things.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. So, Knight informed me about, well, I mean, what went on in the, Dreamland at least.
Yes.
And yet, I find myself to be less concerned about the Grail not being there. There's something about explosions and stuff like that. I find myself to be more concerned about something that I should not even be thinking about being concerned about, which is the attunement.
Which part concerns you about it in particular?
Ludric attuning to the card. So, I had forgotten why I had basically, told my family that Ludric is banned from going into the house, or into our home. And I was intentionally not trying to look into, remind myself why. I was wanting to try to move on. But this happened, and it's just making me feel like, should I try looking into that? Should I try doing that? Because, like, I've seen how, I don't know, maybe the word is obsessed. I've seen just sort of like the ways he behaves towards certain things. Like, for example, the subject of, say, Yarrow. He becomes very, very irrational. And I don't want any of that to be touching something that my kids are at.
Well, it sounds like he's stuck in the kennel.
That doesn't... Look,
I don't think that's going to change.
That doesn't matter, though. He's now connected to us. Like...
He's not connected to each of us individually.
Sure, but like, he is far more connected to us. Like, this is a huge step right here. And hopefully he doesn't get any closer than you have, because that's kind of be a little bit more spit in the eye there, I suppose.
I suspect he will. If I had to guess the Kira's emotions, they're probably quite annoyed.
Yeah.
Because they've stated in the past that they don't want to talk to him.
And this doesn't change the fact that this is still something that he can use. This is still something that he can throw us under the bus with.
Well, he'd have to throw himself under the bus. I said to him myself, this could be a sinking ship. It's one of the things that persuaded him not to do it to him.
No, the other part that bothers me is just, outside of Kiko, was tricked. Like, everyone else is kind of just popping in there. I kind of talked to them to some degree. There was some talk with me.
I don't understand why he suddenly changed his mind and why he didn't talk to anyone.
Did Labras say
maybe there was something in that place?
Did Labras say there was additional hardships? Because when she spoke to me, I was just like, it didn't sound like there was anything absurdly crazy aside from just something about a tech Scalos.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, she hasn't really described anything that was overly terrifying, personally.
I talked to Homura, and the feeling we got was simply just like just something about that just probably triggered a feeling of just needing to do more or being able to not be as helpless. But like that kind of upsets me because like I trusted all four of everyone to be going over there and to be able to handle coming back.
I don't know. So I knew this was going to happen eventually. I just assumed it would be after everything was sorted, but as usual, things dragged on. So
I
it
mean,
ended up not happening.
it's not much choice in the matter. We're waiting in Calliope.
Yeah. I just my only real wish is I just wish he'd actually said he was going to do it and given us like a few days to figure things out and figure out if there was going to be a problem.
We were going to say no anyways. Or at least some of us were going to say we don't agree to this. Like,
well, I always expressed to him that it was his choice because ultimately, can't stop if he's going to do it. But I made sure that he fully understood the full extent of why it was a really bad idea, as long as the Akira was in play. So from what I gather, the problems happened because of the Druk's affiliation with the tower. By the nature of the connection to Akira, it's very intrusive. And so it started trying to go for that stuff, and so the tower punched back. And they then told Ludwig off for doing that. So they're very unhappy with him at the moment.
I see.
But yes, I assume I told you that Calliope's been recalled.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, like I said to you in the message, that Akira's gone down to the fake apartment. That's what he went before.
Yeah. I know I could have probably tried to, I don't know, take some pills to get a power nap and whatnot, but unfortunately I still have an adult life, so...
It's fine. Like I said, just leave it till tonight.
Yeah.
If anything.
What? I want to say something to... I don't know what. But I feel like I have this need as a mother to say something, but also as someone who feels like they're... I don't know how to describe this. Akira, the stuff with the cards and whatnot, this is personal to me. Like, the situation with Akira is my fault. This is my doing. And, I'm bothered that other people, tune to the cards, but, like, those were talks. Those were talks that were had. I don't know.
I can understand. Yeah. I mean, yeah. With the nature of a group like this, you can't control what everyone does, the decisions and like. You have to try and minimize the consequences of bad decisions.
I hate the fact that like it's sort of like, hey, I understand like everyone has their own thoughts and feelings and all sorts of stuff, but it's just the thing is this is such a personal thing, and there's someone intruding who doesn't care about me, intruding on my personal thing. It's like the equivalent of just like going to my house and just going, I'm gonna sit right here. That's what it feels like.
From his perspective, it's likely Sal's thing. I wouldn't be surprised if yourself probably didn't even cross his mind.
I know, and that's the
thing
thing
process of it.
And that's the thing that also annoys me too. Like, it's from his point of view, it's Sal's thing, but the problem is, it's not Sal's thing. This was simply just something to help save Sal from something. And, I don't know what the hell the consequences of it affecting her mind either. Because I know how Higgs behaves from time to time.
There's nothing in Sal's card that changes how they behave. There's no. But I can tell, at least from the skills. With Higgs, it's really obvious, the Avenger skill. That's what causes this.
You mean beyond the moments that I've seen Sal's eyes really tiny after she returns from something?
There's nothing that should be causing that in the card itself.
Well, not really tiny, but okay. Well, I mean, I don't really know Sal much myself. I just thought it was kind of really odd that sometimes she just kind of has this look in her eyes that's a little bit more intense, I guess. On days that I know that she's used the card.
I don't know. I don't know. It's seemingly not going to be any consolation, but he's very annoyed about what happened, from what I can tell. Though I think mainly from the perspective that he feels like anything he ever does has consequences. For him specifically.
What am I supposed to do then? What am I supposed to do? Sorry, I shouldn't be trying to ask like this much. There is an answer. We don't need to like the answer.
What
is it?
Nothing. You can't read anything about it. The situations in play, straining relations won't help anything functionally. You have to deal with the hand we're dealt. That's why I have not told him off for it.
You know how
I've made sure he knows the consequences of what he did, but I've not told him off for it. Even if I feel it was a very silly thing to do.
You know how I guess I'm not I don't feel like my life is threatened and whatnot, but just you remember how I was stuck inside the city in TV world? It's that sort of stuff of just letting stuff happen and not doing anything about it. That contributed to that. I don't like that feeling.
Well, I wouldn't say it's that kind of situation. It's more that doing something would be worse.
I know, and that still contributes to it. Just like doing something will make things worse, and it's just like I need to talk to Higgs. I need to hear what he says.
That's reasonable. He's expressed some of his thoughts a few moments ago, apparently. But, yes, you're best having a proper talk with him.
Let's see what he said. They didn't have a fit over Ludwig so much. They don't dislike him so much as just a general. I'd rather not, given everything. Ludwig connected to the tower. And I'm mentioning, given that what happened yesterday at the tower, and thought you had a brief unintended interaction. I'm talking to Ludwig about it. It's more like to see. Shield kit.
Yeah, Higgs is likely correct there, from what I can tell. But it's possible that interaction caused a bit of backlash, which might have injured Akira a bit. It's more of those cubes flying around. But I'm sure they'll disappear in time.
Let's see, I'm going to talk to Akira about that.
Yeah, I'm mainly going with the intent of just checking on them,
Mm.
their person, and bringing up the subject of him, depending on their emotional attitude, might be not advice.
I think I talked to Homura, and I've been thinking about it. I think I can at the very least try to do the whole listen to what Lucha's got to say, and then keep my mouth shut for at least maybe a day or two, and just kind of perk a little bit more.
Hmm.
I just still have the strong need to say something, because like I said, this feels like to me someone just walked into my house and is sitting in my chair. And the idea of just basically going like, just don't do anything. It's like,
My main thought is I just don't want another repeat of the Kiko situation. Because Kiko, although she's doing things independently, is relatively harmless in doing that. Relatively speaking.
yeah. And I also don't want to hear like sort of any sort of potential responses that Ludic may have towards me if I were to say something. Like,
Yes. Would like to make you angry.
Yeah, I know. That's just like, anything I would say to him, it's just destined to just be angry. Like, I don't want to hear the possibility of him trying to get Kiko's attention. You know, I know Kiko's like allegiance lies towards Ludic, and I don't want him to say something like, "Well, your kid's your problem, not my problem." Like, I'm getting riled up just thinking about it. Oh my god, I'm sorry, Knight. Okay. I'm gonna go try to find Higgs. I'm sorry.
Alright.
I appreciate you listening to me about this. You shouldn't have to listen to me talk about this. This isn't fair for you. But
Well, it's my job to understand everyone's positions and try to accommodate. Make sure everything doesn't explode. That's kind of one of my functions here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. No worries.
I'll catch you later, I guess.
Yup.
And card down?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that really changed. I'll just position myself out here. God damn it, I already saw them. Hi.
I'm blending in with the natives.
I suppose.
They will never know.
Well, as long as you are not behaving erratically, I'm sure you'll blend in just fine.
I always behave normal. It's my, default saying.
No, I said erratically.
Well, no, erratic is like irregular. I'm not going to behave irregular. I'm normal.
Hi.
It's noon.
I didn't realize you were, well, I was gonna say that I didn't realize you followed me in there, but I don't know how long I've been standing out here for.
How are you doing?
I'm cool. I had a holiday for a week.
Guess that answers my question. Yeah.
That dance, huh?
Yeah.
A holiday, is that what you call it?
Yeah, I got 5 books 10 iron spikes, a fishing rod, 2 bags of oats, and a tent.
You know, that kind of reminded me that I'm supposed to be
see.
looking into the loot that we got from the beach long ago. However, certain bits of information distracting me from looking into that.
You just gotta go with the flow, man. Do things as they come. Then life flows easy.
Hey, I'm sorry to kind of like, I guess, kind of ditch you all of a sudden here, but I think I want to talk to my kid about something right now.
Understandable. Go to the dark, secluded corner. That one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there. Night, come on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you from buying anything from here or seeing if any traders have the ingredients that we've been needing, but
I've heard absolutely no luck. I've messaged Adrian to see if you can come by today, but we'll see.
well, I heard that there's I was hoping to kind of see traveling merchants around here, but she seemed to have disappeared by now. Rather, the traveling merchants that were here have already gone.
They might come back. They're probably going
I
out
bet
for
you-
lunch or
I
dinner
bet
or
you-
something.
They're gonna come back the moment I'm finally gone. Watch.
Oh yeah, probably. But hey, if you want, if there's anything that I think you might like, I'll let you know.
The only thing I want right now is just simply just stuff for Nella's medication.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing
man.
my best.
Well, you're doing your best. And that's the most important part right there. As long as you're not pushing yourself to the ultimate limits, you know?
This is hardly pushing myself. I'm just doing what an alchemist is kind of meant to do. There's only so much I can do as an alchemist.
I know I haven't had a chance to say this, but I'm proud of how hard you've been working and how you've been managing things, even if it's been kind of more recent-ish.
And I'm just doing the best I can right now, focusing on school and still doing my alchemy stuff. I'm just still glad that people are leaving alchemy stuff to me, giving me something to do.
Yeah, I guess this is one of those, I guess the ironic thing here is that this is something that you could be able to look into yourself. But do want to make sure. Have you been making sure to keep up at least somewhat with your friends?
I've been talking to them every now and then. I don't really go out too often. I mean, I think I went bowling with Tasher a few weeks ago. But
I hope that's not, that last time was not during spring break. Which was a couple of weeks ago.
yeah. Mum, do you remember that I do have homework? I do
I know.
like extracurriculum activities. I'm in a higher grade than I'm supposed to be for my age. Not only that, I also helped run a business.
Sweetie, I know. And that's what I keep telling you as well. I don't need you to convince me about that. But it's because of these other things you have that I remind you about that. And also remind you about your friends.
I still see my friends during school.
I...
Just like you see me during home.
Okay, that is fair. Though, I do remember when you were upset that I didn't have specifically alone time with you.
Exactly. So that's why I'm bringing that up.
Okay. I don't know how to feel about that part, I guess. Just like the idea of like... I guess that shows that you're growing.
Mom, I am 15 soon.
I know. It's just... It's one of those conflicting motherly feelings, I guess. Of just, like, hey, the thing I was telling that, hey, you really... Well, I didn't tell you directly, but just essentially being like, you really need to be better about this aspect of things. I'm doing what I can to kind of spend time, etc., etc. And...
I know.
Hey, I got a little bit of I don't know if it's the word I'm looking for is an answer. It's more like I have a little more thoughts now. I've been trying my best to kind of focus more on the listening part, and I know some people have kind of come to me going like they've been a little annoyed about how I just don't give much of a response to certain things. But I keep telling them that I'm sorry. That's just how it's going to have to be with me. I'm going to get a handle of me being explosively angry. And that's who I am. I'm someone who gets very frustrated. But even if you know how I'm like, I don't want you to see that. I don't like you to see that. And
I know, Mum. But do remember that when you do blow up, or you get angry, or your sudden tics that you have, I still feel them.
I know.
So regardless if I don't see it or not, I still get them.
I know. And the problem is me discussing things causes that to fester more than what I'm thinking. I was speaking to Ida earlier and just talking about the subject that I'm going to talk to you about. I was getting riled up. And like nothing of substance was happening. I was simply getting riled up over a theoretical. And I had to be like, I can't talk about this right now. I can't move more about this because I was just simply just randomly sending you feelings of frustration, or not just, I don't know how bad that was, but just I don't feel comfortable with him being there. I'm worried about what he might do under duress, and I'm worried what he might put the place. He might throw the place under the bus.
He's already keeping secrets, and it hasn't even been a day.
And I'm worried about you and Clover. That's what I'm most worried about. Well, I suppose I want to say I'm worried about the kids. I don't know the situation with Kiko's familiars, how they relate to her, but
I never see them in the dream world anyway. So I'm not too worried about them.
Well, that doesn't mean whether or not they're lucid doesn't matter to me in regards to my concern. It's the fact that we're connected. We're connected in a very specific, special kind of way that the less people know about this, the less people that can do something about this, the better. Because we don't have to worry about... That's less avenues for one of us making a mistake that's going to harm someone else. And...
Yeah.
It continues on to something else. How personal this is to me. Everyone else, save for Kiko, who was tricked, technically speaking, everyone else kind of talked to me. And technically speaking, yeah, I did talk to you about this, and yes, you did kind of go against what I was saying. We still talked at length about this.
I went against what you were saying?
Accepting a gift from Akira.
Oh, yeah.
I never talked with Ludwig beyond just him showing me the card. Never went past that. I bit my tongue, basically.
It was the same with Ludwig and I as well with their card. He showed me, that was it.
My point is, though, everyone else I spoke to, this stuff with Akira's Dreamland and mud and stuff like that, it's personal to me. Technically speaking,
I know.
This is my fault. Like, how Akira came to be is my fault.
It's also why I was so... I don't like to be snooty or grumpy, but I had to say something in the chat. I had to let everyone know to make sure we're all in communication. But with what Higgs has said, it seems like the tower was apparently in contact with Akira. Ludwig's tower. Which
I saw the message.
Means they're involved in some way. A Konoloff's involved with this is the last thing we need.
I don't know anything about Konoloffs.
I've been researching a little bit because of a potion I found recently. Well, it was a while ago, but... I mean, as you probably know, they're all about their contracts, about their private lives, about hiding themselves and being secretive. So... And I think that's why Akira didn't want Ludwig involved in this. Because one wrong move and Ludwig can... I think you and Akira share the same concerns.
Akira has a lot of my tendencies, just more extreme.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I noticed that, trust me. You're a little easier to reach than them though. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got something to do with being around for enough years and having a good therapist when he was still alive, that is. But
maybe we should give a card to a therapist.
oh my god. No. The problem is that this card has to be the capability would need to be able to shift it over to other therapists because
they need multiple therapists.
No.
You're right.
They need to shop for the right therapist.
True. If we knew how to separate people from cards, that would be desirable. But
that would have probably solved some amount of problems. But
I mean, Higgs and Higgs and Sal are doing a good job of just playing games with them. So that's good at least. But yeah, Mum, you and I share the same sentiment. It feels that there's a lot going on in the dream realm that we all need to stay on top of, but I am worried that now that Ludric has gotten what he has always wanted. To be fair, in his graces, he waited over 3 months to do this.
He's
had
a card
you're
for
right.
longer than 3 months.
Yes. However, the reason why he never changed that card is because that wasn't Akira's card. I asked, and I made sure. And Akira wanted nothing to do with that card, so he never attuned to it. Because Akira would never talk to them if that was the case. But, as I said in the chat, about a year ago, I asked if they could talk to Ludric. They said, we'll see. And it felt like now, what it seems like with Akira, it just feels like Ludric has now forced their way in there. But there's a lot of questions unanswered as well. Usually, when you accept the card, who appears in front of you? When you attune to it? Akira.
I
So
was
why
never
did
told
it-
so.
Didn't that happen to you? Because I know that happened to Higgs.
No, I mean,
You were the start of it.
I was the
know,
start.
I know. You were a little different.
I think
But I know it
I had
happened
the card
to
before
Higgs.
Akira was presenting themselves to me. So
Yeah. Because Higgs went into the dream world and obtained a card from Kira. So still. And that's why I need to ask Ludric on what happened when he attuned to it. Did a figure appear in front of him? Did he get pulled? Or what? Because that would explain, you know. I'm hoping to have a bit more clarification if Akira actually dislikes him or if it's the tower itself. But the fact that he placed him in a kennel makes me think that Akira doesn't trust them. Otherwise, they'd just let him in. But I'm sorry, Mum. I should stop
no,
talking
it's
about it.
I'm gonna have a talk with Higgs when I catch him, and at some point I want to be
I want to
talking.
talk to I want to talk to him about it as well. So, do you mind me being a part of that conversation? Because I want to weigh in a little bit.
Give me a moment to think about that.
If that's your answer, you're probably gonna say things that you don't want me to hear, so I'll respect that.
Yeah, like I
So-
said earlier, like I know you know how I feel about certain things and whatnot. Doesn't mean that I want to have you see it.
I know.
Repetition, seeing things over and over, does affect the mind. So
I get it.
I hope you remember this for the future too. Like, even if people are okay with certain things, doesn't mean they still need to witness it. They need to still hear it or see it. We need to figure out if it's the right thing to be doing. And this is one of the situations where I don't know. I don't know if it would be okay for you to see this, because like I said, repetition develops things in your mind.
I know. But I have my own mind and I know what I need to talk about. To be fair.
Maybe you can grab Higgs.
I have my own opinions.
I can tell Higgs that Knight wants to talk to you about this, but wants to kind of see how he feels.
No, it's okay. You talk to him first. I need to see about the others, if they found anything with the any with the ingredients, and I need to also see if Adrian's here, etc.
Okay.
I have a few other things to do. And also talk to Ludwig. I wish you could meet Dolzard. A lot better than Calliope, that's for sure.
I'm sure Calliope appreciates those words.
She can't hear me right now, she'll be fine. She's busy. She's got lots of work to do. Yeah. Dolzard's the big dragon in my training grounds. It's kind of quote unquote teaching me, but not really teaching me at the moment. I don't really want to learn anything right now. I just want to.
Well, you shouldn't be trying to learn more stuff. You have enough stuff you're learning out
I'm not
here.
going. Yeah. Exactly. And I'm still doing my alchemy stuff as well. I'm still learning and going through the alchemy class at school. Even though I'm a bit of a, I'm usually on my phone when alchemy class goes on.
Yeah,
because,
I know. Why didn't we have you test out of that?
Maybe I might learn something new. You know, you never know.
Sweetie, I doubt that.
I know I'm a bit more than a
Sweetie,
novice.
just
alchemist.
test out of it and take a different course. Don't look.
Okay.
Look. As much as it's nice to see, higher grades and things and whatnot, we're not going to be angry with you guys for getting bad grades, because we want you guys to be self-motivated for getting better grades. Not to be better than all the rest of the kids and whatnot, just simply just like, hey, you as long as you tried, that's what I'm wanting. So in this situation here, maybe learning something else with the time that you have.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was thinking like maybe if the school has some kind of program to have me learn maybe a university grade alchemist course.
I was trying my best to avoid mentioning alchemy AP courses.
Yeah,
sweetie, I think it's best if you test out of those
that's
courses.
That's
like,
wait, if I test out of these courses, then like where do I go? I mean,
I have full confidence in you that if you test out of things, you're going to actually know what you needed to know, and you're going to be knowing for the future. Other future clients or future universities, they're going to know that you tested out of that. So just look into something that, just go look into something that's you'd be able to fit with the time that you have. You want to be doing stuff with the Bruins too. You want to be doing stuff with the connections to metaversal medics and stuff like that. But you have other things that you want to be helping with.
Maybe learn into.
I mean, you can just keep researching more the whole broth stuff that you can kind of send over to them. But
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to not word the stuff as like I'm living through my daughter kind of thing,
Yeah.
I just.
You're supposed to guide me, though. Remember that. You're doing a good job.
You have bias in saying that. Hold on a second here.
Do I?
Yes, you're my kid. Of course you're going to say I'm doing a good job of guiding you.
Fair. But, I mean, I'm just saying, like, as a parent, you are supposed to guide me through what is best for me when I grow up, you know?
I'm supposed to be guiding you into what you want. Finding you what you want.
Good point.
If no one around me are going to be listening to my words of caution, I might as well try to make sure I try to guide into safety.
True.
I don't want to hear true from you in that regards. In any case, sweetie, I want you to still enjoy what you have around you that you only have accessible during your childhood.
That's exactly what I'm doing. That's why I focus less on the fighting and everything else, and more of the things I want to do. The person I want to
Hi. Yeah. Well, he's here, so I gotta talk to him now.
Okay, I will leave.
He's giving you shit about the whole imaginary friend, by the way.
Stop it.
That wasn't obvious.
I will show. Lucid tonight. You and me. I will fucking show you.
Oh my god.
Give me like a little bit longer. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Well, I have time, but I don't know if I want to like process it all.
There you go. No,
time to sleep. Time to sleep.
No. It's what he messed the words. It's literally my problem too. I don't want to be constantly processing stuff.
Well, let me figure out the whole thing with Ludric first. I'll talk to Patty, talk to Ludric. I have another small issue I need to be worrying about, Heaven's Reach wise, and then I'll jump on that.
Oh, Mom, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That last part right there is literally most likely why I told you that I don't want I don't feel comfortable with you guys stopping by here as much now. Remember, I don't want Clover to leave your sight, okay? If she does stop by, or rather, if she asks to stop by, okay?
Is something Heaven's Reach related with Clover?
No, but
no, it's Cognito has it here. Like compared to Dragonspire, this place is is unprotected. Basically,
no. This place is protected.
Dragonspire wasn't protected.
Dragonspire isn't protected. This is very protected. The problem is Cognito hazards are more direct and bypass. That's the problem.
Wait.
I can't go into this. I can only talk to you in the curious
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. I will. Do you know if Ludric's here?
I don't smell him.
Yeah. No. You could have asked me to, sweetie. I don't smell him either.
Oh. Okay. Oh, no. It just keeps it that way. I thought that that's even one possible.
I can tell. Ludric is someone I can tell if they're around.
Hey, look, Skelly's here. I can smell Skelly.
Wow, that's the incredible smell. Okay, cool. Well done.
Okay. Catch you, wah.
Wah.
Oh, they were out of range.
Oh, okay, come on. But all right, come in. It's my office.
Just okay. Yep. Okay. Hi.
All right, what's good? What's up?
I want to be here in response thoughts. This is I just want to help form more thoughts on my own end. Thanks.
Okay.
So, yeah, you know what's going on as far as Dreamland's concerned, right?
I know the gist. I have a rough idea of like happenings, but I would have to go and actually like finish talking to Ludric amongst other things.
Okay, well, I guess maybe the subject is, I'll focus on what I really wanted to talk to you about was Ludric.
Alright.
I want to be saying something. I don't know what. And this is motivated for two different reasons. One, being a mother. I have Knight and I have Clover that's connected to this stuff. And, I don't know what's going on with Kiko. I don't know how her familiars are to her and whatnot, but, having a moment of, think of the children type of situation here. I don't know how to put it into words how uncomfortable this makes me feel. I know, you, Ludric, go way back, but I can't feel comfortable with this. And to add on top of that, this Grail, the mud stuff, this Akira and stuff like that, this is all personal to me. I haven't really brought it much to attention. I assumed I kind of maybe dropped a hint or two all these years and whatnot, but just this Akira situation is very, very personal to me. Like, it's my fault all this even happened. And I've talked to I've talked to, outside of Kiko, of course, but Kiko was tricked. I've talked to everyone to a certain extent about the card stuff before you move forward with the card stuff. So it's just like some person that doesn't care about me literally just opened up the door of my house, walked in and sat in the chair. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do here. I don't want to cause trouble. I don't want to start trouble. But I have to say something. Something's got to be said. My emotions need to be conveyed here. And I don't want him to shoot it down in the ways he always does.
Ludric attuned to the guard because of Sal. That's really the gist of it. There's really no other thing. He would have been fine with a contract with Zayu. He would have been fine with anything else with Zayu. It would have been fine. But the reason why he did what he did was because of Sal. He doesn't want Sal to be in a boat alone. I think you can understand that to some capacity. So I suppose if you are going to talk to him in a way that the understanding you can attribute the understanding of him connecting or tuning because of Sal to your situation, I guess, and what you're feeling.
I don't want this to also be thrown into my face of just like, this is your problem, not mine. Because, like, yes, this is my problem. He walked into my problem.
Well, I want you to look at it like this, I guess. It's no...
Is there a fanboy on my screen?
That this could have been... this could have been a whole lot of other things, I guess. Someone else completely outside of everyone. I guess the right way of putting it is what's her name? I don't even remember what her fucking name is right now. It's Star Child memory. And
at this point, whatever the reason why he did this, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, it happened. It happened. Now is the part where I'm just like, I want to tell him to watch himself.
I think this is the right way to be looking at least in my honest opinion. I can't think of a way where he doesn't just get to say, this is your problem, type thing. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a good way to, like, go about this in a different way, but I don't know, Patty. This is I want you to look on the bright side a little bit. This could have been Joe, whoever the hell. This could have been someone else, totally differently. At least this is someone we know somewhat. This could have been someone else, just absolutely randomly, no one, you know. Someone else could have grabbed the card. Someone else could have used a different card elsewhere.
That doesn't make me feel better.
I know it doesn't, but
that's,
I mean,
my life has been that sort of stuff. Well, at least it's not as bad as this, or it can't be helped. I don't like that mentality that Orlando Saka beats into my soul. I don't like that. It can't be helped. I don't like that.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I mean, that's how I live my life pretty much now. I look at the metagram, the news, whatever else is going on in Zafira, wars, plenty of people fucking dying, whatever the hell else, things in Heaven's Reach that I will never be able to find out about, etc., etc. And I just look at it and shrug my shoulders and move on. And we had a lot of people die. Recently, there was a Hollow City thing that happened, and people died right in front of me, and I didn't even feel anything from it.
Hanks, this is much more closer to my sphere. This is like
right.
What you're describing is much more of the outside world, so to speak. It's we can't. We as people cannot simply just worry about every single problem out there because we can't solve every problem. What we should focus is basically on our little bubbles, our spheres. The better we make our little bubbles, the better the world gets. This situation is intruding on my bubble. Like I said, it's the equivalent of just some person opening up the door to my apartment and walking in and sitting down on the couch.
You're right, but you're not. I want you to change your perspective slightly. It's not your apartment. It's Zayu's apartment. Zayu is the one who let him in. That's inevitably what happened. And now, is Zayu also a kind of, in a way, not exactly a avid candidate for being, thoughtfully minded? No. But, and they're not all there, too. I mean, I've got one of their fragments in my brain. I get it. But,
I mean, I'm not gonna simply just leave out the blame, but also there are mechanics of which I don't understand that Zayu themselves may not be able to work to their advantage and stuff like that,
or something they just won't innately understand because they're not all there, because they're fragmented into how many 12 parts or whatever.
Yeah. So this is more of a situation I look at that's like, well, okay, I know you said perspective and whatnot. I can eat it. It's a very simple way for me to simply just be like, well, this is simply just poking the bear. Yeah, a bear's gonna be doing what the bear does, but it is still the person's fault for poking the bear because it's a bear. I'm sorry for using a bear as an analogy, but
No, that's fine.
But my point still stands. And I did see thing being mentioned about the tower. Knight explained to me stuff about Arcana Lofts and a little bit about that sort of stuff. So, hey, yeah, this could be, and you said he did it because of Sal. This is all could be sort of just very much out of Ludwig's hands. To some extent.
The action he took was in his hands, though. He made that decision, and that was his choice. And you are okay to feel uncomfortable about that. Yeah. I understand. Like if it was, I like part of the like the is what it is type thing. What's her fucking name with the Lila clone that was made out of mud? If I think about that for too long, it just makes me angry. It makes me want to go over there and do something about it, because that's. I like to believe that I have a stake in this, house too, in some capacity, Well, at this point, I don't like the sound of Dota or whatever. Still, I would like to just kill her and call it done, It's no matter how, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it. I know it's not something you're entirely comfortable with, but it's just, that's just how I feel about it. When to Ludwig, if you're going to talk to him about this in some capacity, I think you need to figure out a way to frame it in a way that will work towards his sense of, I'm doing this for Sal. I don't know how you're going to do that, but I recommend pen and paper. I also know Ludwig in his, ever since you guys have had your spats, what has it been, like probably 6+ months? More than that? Almost a year?
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, he's mellowed out. A bit. Not a lot, but a bit. He's still there. It doesn't help either that he's stressed right now either, so I would give it some time, which gives you plenty of time to figure out what you are going to...
I can't think of a moment when he's not stressed. At this point, at this point, it feels just like how the rest of the world is like. There's always something terrible happening. When someone says, look, we'll worry about that whenever things calm down. It's not going to calm down. We just need to find...
have information you don't have. Let me finish. This whole thing that happened and everything, to just give me a sec. Let me. There's information you don't know. And I'm trying to figure it out in this with why I'm trying to talk to Ludwig too whenever he does show up. The tower, so I didn't know that he was back. I summoned him to my basement. He was already at home. Mm-hmm. I summoned him to my basement. I talked to him, we got caught up. He told me he already attuned, and then he walked right outside, and then he got summoned by the tower. The tower summoned him directly. And then he sent me a message afterwards, basically saying he's in deep shit right now. They're angry at him. He pissed off the tower by doing this. And they're trying to find a punishment for him. He's been barred from the tower. I think what happened is from what Knight was talking about, is that Zayu went up the stream to Ludwig's connection, tried to connect with the tower, Beast of Desire, tried to connect with something that's more than theirs. The tower said, smack the connection, and tried to look back into what Zayu was, and then they had a brief power of thing. And that's why Ludwig's been kennelled right now in Dreamland, and that's why other stuff is happening. Anyways, his people are currently reprimanding him, and they are currently doing something to him. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on with him. All I know is that right now, to bring this up to him would be a disadvantage to yourself. You're trying to appeal to him. You're trying to... The goal is a lack of conflict. You want him to understand your point instead of putting up walls, right? You want him to understand. You want him to acknowledge and to respect what you want. Give it a few days. Give it a few days, because then there's going to be plenty of time to figure out how you are going to attribute this to him, to get him to understand properly.
The problem is that, like, in a few days, things could be done. Mistakes can be made. I've seen moments where just like I was like, okay, I'll let things be. Wait a bit, I'll come back, and I come back later, and things are on fire. Granted, that hasn't happened recently, but it doesn't take away the fact that it could still happen. And I'm trying to figure out how to balance that feeling of like, you know, hey, like, oh, you know, if I step outside my house, I could possibly get run over by a car. I'm trying to balance that feeling of like, figure out how to ignore that, you know, type of thing with the situation with Lugic. Because, like, I don't know in what way possible, but because it's Lugic specifically, Lugic is Lugic. He has these capabilities of figuring certain things out, and he can do something that could bring harm to my kids or shine a light. This stuff should not be shine a light on. The fact that, like, now I don't know who the hell this tower thing is, but now they're going to know what this is.
Do they? Are you sure they know?
I don't know. I have no idea. But, like, what's going to happen moving forward? And, like, hey, yeah, I guess maybe I should put some sympathy for Lugic. Yeah, sure, I can, you know, I'm like, hey, that sucks. I understand, that sucks. But I will not stand for him doing something that's going to throw us under the bus. I don't want to basically be cleaning up someone else's mess again.
I think we're jumping the gun a little bit here. I think we are.
I forgot to pause my empathy link.
I think right now you're jumping to a hands-on deck type moment where this is a what's going to happen type thing, and the fear of the unknown is a current problem right now. I think there's plenty of time still to determine what is happening, what will happen, and what the course of action is. I think one of those requires a talk with Zayu, and I think you should do that.
Just to be clear, I don't want, like, how I'm talking to those, how I'm feeling right now, I don't want to talk to Lugic like that initially. I just want to ask him why, what, and then walk away from that. That's going to be my desire. What I'm saying right now is just how I'm feeling right now to you, because I trust you. And the point is for me to hear what your thoughts are so I can make a better informed decision.
So, what I suggest then, and what I'll tell you, is before you make any decisions on anything at all, let's gather some more info. See if we can figure out. Here, Gazi. Is that AFC? Can I have a piece? Thank you. You want a piece, Patty?
I'm too frustrated to eat.
Yeah, your head is quite literally in the sand right now.
Yep.
To unpack this all, there needs to be more information. Otherwise, you and Ludric, at the current moment, if you were to, and I know you said that you're gonna change how this is. If you were to confront him about this, it's just going to leave you and Ludric upset. You are going to be displeased. You are not going to get what you want, and Ludric is not going to get anywhere near what he wants. And because of that, he might make the situation even worse because he won't be able to act properly on the whole tower thing. That's just how it is at the moment. So, give me 24 hours. Let me talk to him. figure out what's going on. And then after that, I'll go lucid tonight, and I will talk to Zayu. Try to do my best to talk to Zayu.
I'm going to go. I was told that, rather, I was advised to go check out the apartment that no one else could get into.
Okay. Probably a good idea to do that. I mean, you've always had the best hand with Zayu anyways. I've pretty much just been cashing in on brownie points with playing board games. So, just the things I want you to remember, the most important things. When you do this, make sure you've thought about it. Attribute to what Ludric has, he did this for. He had noble intentions. He went in for this with his girlfriend in mind. That was the reason why.
That's technically speaking, that's not noble intention. That's selfish intentions.
It's noble intentions for the general. For what I mean, it would be it's noble intentions for everyone else. At least foreseeably seeing noble intentions. If it was Lila, would you do something similar?
No.
Not even be in the same boat as her? To support her better? To give her safety, potentially, even?
To give her safety, yes, but the thing is, okay, maybe it's because I have, this is inside baseball information or whatnot, I guess. But, this is... You have gone through hell because you're trying to be in the same boat as me. You're trying to give me support, and I feel like I should have told you, no, don't. Stay away from this. I should have actually stopped you. From everything that's said and done.
Maybe, but I think all's well has gone fairly okay.
I don't think I can accept all the hell that happened, even though things are better now. All the hell that went through back before, I can't accept that. Otherwise, that's the equivalent of me saying, hey, maybe I should have had psychological trauma inflicted upon me when I was younger. Maybe a better person now. I can't accept that. There's so many ways to support people who you care for. This is not the way. And in fact, if he's doing this to support Sal, this means he literally does not understand this stuff. Does he know that I'm the most likely person that could probably take down every person individually if we're all just stuck with using mud? Does he know what I went through for Akira to be who they are now? The torture that I went through. And the thing is that if he does know, I don't know if he's going to use it in a negative fashion that's going to make it worse for everyone. Because technically speaking, the situation with, the Greater Grail, this is... I will say up front, this probably was a bad decision. But for what Akira's done for me, for everyone else now, this is my way of saying thank you. Even if they become a terrible person, an evil person after they get their body, I'm still doing what I felt was right. And this is not something that can... I don't think people can understand this. I don't think Ludric can understand this. I don't think you can understand this.
I don't know if I should be irritated with you or not.
Yeah. This is what I did is technically speaking not right.
That's not what I mean. The understanding part is what I mean.
What do you mean?
I think you need time to reflect on this. I think you need to think about this a little bit more. And I think that what you should do, and this is my opinion, and on what you should do, I think you should talk to Ludric as someone who might be able to understand. Someone who can understand if you give him the understanding, or give him the reasoning behind what you have done. To talk to him in that way, and to empathize with his actions. I know you said you would have done something differently, but also he's a different man. He came from a different place. He, just like me. I get it. I understand that. But there's one thing at least that you can agree on. At least you have common ground somewhere. It's the fact that you both live in Orlando, Saka. And he lives there for a reason. He lives there for a reason. But that's something. Oh, I'm not gonna eat this chicken. I'm just putting it on the ground. He could have chose anywhere else. He lives here. He lives in Orlando, Saka. There's something there that you can connect to. There's the actions that you can understand. Didn't you say something about like social links or something like a while ago?
That there's multiple levels to that sort of thing.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about any of that or what even it's in reference to or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is one of those like areas where you can either build a relationship, something that will last forever, because I can guarantee you that if Ludric understands where you're coming from and everything, it doesn't matter what it is, and if he truly understands, he's going to be a faithful ally in this specific instance, and he will understand if you help him understand. But this is also the thing where if you equivalently spit in his face and make it sound like that he is intruding on something, or like that he is done wrong by doing something he felt was right. You know what I mean?
How could there be some kind of thing that's built from that when I don't agree with with his viewpoints, his point of view in the world? Like, I mean, hey, look, I can exist in the same world with people I don't agree with, but trying to build loyalty and stuff like that, when, like, there's so many different things I will not trust him with, and that's simply just existence, and how do I even build from that? Like, it's like this weird thing of like Knight talks to, knows a lot about him. Lila is such good terms with him. I hear enough, but I've interacted with him plenty before, but just he is a stranger to me, and any amount of respect that I give to him, I mean, I guess, one should not expect to get respect back. You just simply give, respecting others is basically what you do yourself. But just, I can't see him showing any sort of respect to me. And unfortunately, that is a wide thing now due to this whole card attunement thing. Look, I'll
then slight amendment to what I said. Talk to Lila then. Lila said she's on good terms, yeah? Talk to Lila. Figure it out. We're there, at least, on that side. And then, on what you said about how do you get someone, like him to respect you? Patty, I'm not too different from Ludric, at least all in the general span of things. If you really think about it, I'm not too different from Ludric.
Then why do I trust you with my kids? Why do I trust you in my home?
I don't know. That's a great question.
There's something... There's something different. You're still... I guess you've shown me, I guess, that you're willing to think or put someone else's considerations. You do what it is that you feel and whatnot, but you still feel like you put others' feelings into consideration, even if you're not going to do what they say. I don't feel like that's what goes on with Ludric.
And I'm going to tell you from my experience that I think that if Ludric had that understanding, and if he had the understanding of what it is, I feel like he would. He just needs to be given reason to do so. Which is what I'm telling you is why you should attribute it to the whole Sal thing.
What do you mean by reason?
Like give him a reason to understand why you're going to him and talking to him about this. Give him a reason to hear you out on everything.
I don't know how I'd be able to even do that. Like, something like that, like, I'm not a smart person. Like, the only thing at this point that I can think of is basically just being, like, be threatening. That's the only thing I've got, because I don't know how else.
That's the concern I have too, and that's why I'm sure that's why you're. And we're going back to the square one of why you're talking to me is because that's what you want to do innately, is just to go up and threaten him.
I don't want to threaten him. I want him to understand what this is. He walked into my apartment and sat down. Like, I don't know how to even talk to him without, like, us, like, coming at throws, because we can't see eye to eye to things. I'm still remembering... Go ahead, sorry.
Think that you should tell him that in a roundabout way. I think that you should start the conversation when you do talk to him and then say, like, I want this to go differently than how all of our previous talks have gone, where you and I have gotten angry at each other. I want that to not be the case. I want that to change. I want you to understand what I'm going to tell you, because it is a
even if this is a coin flip, I like this idea. What you're saying. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's so much of a coin flip, but like explaining how you feel innately is just a better way to talk to people. It's how I talk to my wife all the time, especially lately with everything.
Unfortunately,
just using I feel.
Unfortunately, Higgs, I found out that Lila's the only person that I can actually just talk like that with, saying how, hey, I feel about this, without something potentially bad coming from it.
Right, but I mean, in this instance,
can't you do it with the Knight?
Well, Knight's different. A Knight is... I don't even know how to explain Knight.
Knight
I don't know,
became a dragon because of how I was feeling. And that's besides the problem. That's besides that anything. That's still stuff in the past.
When it comes to this specifically, I think you will have a better time explaining how you feel to Ludric and talking to him about, like, using emotion to talk to him, using and explaining how you feel about specific things. I think you'll have a better time talking to him like that and explaining how you're feeling about specific things, but I think that also you should not. I think you should be careful with how you word things as well. Because if you say, I feel that you are coming into my apartment and sitting down and you have no right here, that's just going to set him off.
Yeah.
That would set me off if someone told me that. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of saying, I feel as if you've walked into my apartment, I feel, Ludric, that you have gotten involved with something that you don't have all of the details to. Not saying that he's ignorant, but saying that he's naive. Saying that he doesn't have all of the information. Explain what's going on with your family. Explain what's going on with Zaw. You give him the whole enchilada.
I'm scared of giving him the whole enchilada as well, though. Like I said, what is between me and Akira is not understandable. This is...
Well then, I guess put it in a way that doesn't give all the information, but in a way that is enough for him to understand how you feel about Zayu. That's the right way of putting it, I guess. You want him if you're gonna want to improve this the social thread thing, you have to explain it to him in a way that he can you'll have to make him understand this, and by making him understanding this, you're going to have to share some details. Because you can't go up fist raised, Ludric, I want you to understand, damn it, and then he's gonna be like, understand
I
what,
know,
Patty?
I know,
And you're gonna
I
be
know.
like, my feelings.
I know. Trying to be all caring about this, I know is not the right thing. I have witnessed his reactions to any of my stuff, any of my Karen outbursts, and he has never reacted properly. In fact, it is because of his reactions to my Karen outbursts that makes me feel like, no, I don't feel comfortable. He is someone who is too smart for me to talk to, is how I feel about this too as well.
That is correct. I can't say, though, Patty, that there have been... In the past, there's been a lot of times I've had hiccups with Ludric, too. A lot. It's happened several times, and it's been the type of things that I haven't been happy about. But I think that given everything and given the...
I forgot to click the RP scene thing. Whoops.
Can get through to him. When you do, just I think you should to get some key points like written out, like a PowerPoint presentation. Get points to talk about. That way you can keep on track with what you're going to say, and so you don't talk in circles. But if you format it and you think about it beforehand and present this to him, because basically, like, you're just pitching this to him. You're pitching your wants to him. You want something from him, and you want him to understand you. So make sure that it's well thought out. And when you do that, I think he will understand what you're saying and how you're feeling about things.
It's so hard to just, like, get past the feeling that, like, he has no need to, like, to see reason for me. He has no reason to be caring about anything more than just, like, you, Sal himself. I really
You know what I said?
Empathy link.
You know what I said about the whole loyal, the loyal thing and whatnot? if he understands someone, if he trusts someone, if he thinks they're his friend, it's because he sees us like that. Because he sees, well, Sal obviously, but me especially. I'm not going to say that he's not a rough guy. He's absolutely a rough guy. He lost his wife, really, or in a way that is horrible, terrible. And his people pretty much up and abandoned him. His entire life was ripped out from underneath his legs, and everything else like that. He's been through the shit, and so have you. There's a lot of people, and that's not an excuse, but he is the way he is because of his experiences.
I had already determined that he is not someone who is meant to exist in the metaverse. This is too rough for someone like him.
No, but he's absolutely adapted, and I don't know if thrived is the right word, but he's living.
He is living. He's definitely living.
So at least give him that from that and what's going on. And don't worry, I will work some magic in the background, some Higgs magic in the background before you do have your talk. It's basically just a, hey, you're gonna have people talking to you. I want you to listen to them type thing. For me, for me and for them, because they are people I care about. They are people that are at top of the Higgs pyramid. So you listen to them, and he will. Especially if I tell him that too.
I'd like to at least approach him sooner than later, and I would like for you to be here with me when I do that. But not for me to talk about how I feel. I just want to hear about what he has to say. I'll figure out how I feel about stuff later and talk to him about it later, but I just want to, as soon as I can, what's going on. And however, if he says if he says something along the lines of it's kind of personal and whatnot, I don't know how to react to that. Cause my brain's just going that's too late now, isn't it?
I don't think he will say that.
I guess if he does say that, though, that's probably my cue to simply be like, okay, I'm going to walk away now, and then come
probably. Regardless of that, if he does say that, I doubt it. But if he does say that, I want you to let me work the problem.
Do I walk away, or do I just listen?
I think you walk away. You walk away. Because then I will figure it out. I'll figure it out because it's not a. He's not like a public man, but Ludric likes to talk. I get it. I like to talk too.
Hi, what's up?
Ludric's old car, the foreigner one, disintegrated apparently, going to church.
What?
Yeah, it's disintegrated. Assumably because it was created to tempt him, and now he can't attune to it. It just, the being behind it kind of deleted it.
He did have 2 cards. Yeah, I forgot about that. Adelante, right? That was her name?
That's the one he's attuned to now. The other one was some painter. Potentially Van Gogh?
Oh no, no ears. Poor Ludric. Patty, let's go ahead and figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
And we'll do it. And it's gonna be all right. Okay. It's gonna be okay.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying so hard.
I know.
I couldn't even block that feeling in time of when Knight told me about what happened. They were just struck right there with that, through the empathy link, that feeling of fear. I already spoke.
I want you also to
there's one other thing I want you to think about too, and about Ludric being a smart person, like you said, and like you said yourself. What will Ludric gain from being enemies with you? Absolutely nothing. Not even satisfaction, no pride, no anything but issues.
That's not what being petty is about. I know all sorts about being petty and whatnot. But there's still going to be some amount of satisfaction that can be derived.
Sure. But in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, which he is absolutely going to be looking at right now because given what he's dealing with, he gains nothing. He gains nothing from you, gains nothing from me, gains nothing from Sal. It's the general thing where if Ludric doesn't understand this well, he's gonna have a nobody like this type situation. And he makes it worse for himself. And I would like to believe that we are far past him digging the holes that he can't climb out of. It's been far long enough, and that's something he should have learned with the twins.
I don't know if making bad decisions in the heat of things is something that he's going to get out of his system.
Don't give him a reason to get heated.
I suppose, but like, there was I don't know how much you were informed about, but the stuff that went on in regards to the madness and the tree being burnt down on the ground and whatnot, like, we were hatching a plan to get things smoothed over, and then he existed. He somehow existed. And he continued to get in the way of trying to deal with the situation. Like, in the heat of things, I don't feel comfortable with him having access to just this stuff. Like, I'm going to hope it's fine. I don't want to simply just ignore that feeling. Maybe I'll feel better once I say what I feel. Maybe that's what I'm hoping for. That I will feel better telling him how I feel. I hate being right about stuff. This is something I don't want to be right about. I hate being right about stuff.
So then the Higgs laundry list of not fucking up, one of them is don't let him get heated. Because if you don't let him get heated, if he doesn't get heated, he won't give you an emotional response.
I mean, like, out in the field or whatever, like, stuff is happening. Maybe there's another conflict that he's getting involved in and whatnot. Not of his choice. That's what I mean.
Like later, or
I mean, just like, yeah, later. Like it's just. I don't mean heated conversations. I mean heated situations where it's like, hey, there's lives on the line kind of thing. Or his life is on the line, or whatever. And
let's cross that bridge when we get closer to something like that. I think it should be in the back of your mind and something that you should consider. But I think that we should fight the first battle first, and then we'll move on. Baby steps type thing,
I think it's just my fatigue of the baby step stuff. So I'm always doing the baby step stuff, and I'm always hoping that something's going to be better. But like, granted, nothing else big has happened so far, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm also just like, hey, this happen as a result of them being stranded out on the island? If that's the case, then I'm like, I trusted these group of 4 people to just go out there, and I trusted them to be able to figure out to get back from a situation out there. And this is like, oh man, that wasn't that great. Well, time to hit the nuclear option. I don't know. I'm rambling. This is a. We'll circle back to what's on my brain. You've said what you needed to say. I appreciate it.
Let's get to the rest of it later when we get time to get to it. For now, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Let's worry about this for now. Get past that, then we'll worry about the other stuff.
I'm really hoping I'm going to be right. I really do.
Let's hope we can hopefully have the once-in-a-lifetime Higgs is right opportunity. That doesn't seem to happen very frequently. Here's hoping, but I'm confident. I'm confident that this will be fine as long as you just stick to the basics,
Yeah.
Stick to the right, get your list written out, etc., etc. When he came back from the island, he seemed fine. He just seemed tired and hungry.
Thanks.
I know it probably wasn't everything you wanted, but I think this is what you need to go with for now.
When I talk to people, I don't expect to have my answers figured out or found out or anything like that. I talk to people to just figure out what I want, how I want to feel, because maybe it's a little. Okay, maybe it's a little pessimistic, but I just at this point. The situation is reminding me of how I was in that other world inside the TVs when I was locked up in an invisible box in the city, so to speak. That I'm basically, I had to be bearing witness to things. I'm a toy, basically, that's being played with. I have resonated myself to just basically, if I'm going to be stuck in a situation, I still want to make up my mind about how I feel about it. So,
regardless of the situation, even if Ludric doesn't respond to this in any capacity like I think he is, and if he doesn't respond well to this, I'm going to be very disappointed with him. That's the first thing. The second thing is that if he doesn't, I think at least letting your feelings be known will be okay for you. I think that'll help. It'll at least give you some closure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, think about it like that.
Oh, I was just removing the...
Huh?
I was removing the,
Oh! I thought you grabbed onto my coat and I was like,
No.
What are you doing? I'm going to vanish for a few, but then I'll be right back. I want to... there is a tavern, like 2 blocks down that way, that has some really, really nice wine. And Ran real likes it, if I want to go get her a bottle.
Okay.
Also, I see the Drick.
Yep. I already had my talk to him. That's your turn.
Oh, he's...
Oh, this is beans, by the way. They just came out of the water.
Big water.
Big water.
No, not that. Not the
Oh,
fountain.
that's small water.
Small water.
The ocean.
Small water.
I'm never drinking water ever
Pigs.
again.
Yeah?
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah?
Don't worry. Higgs is a wild card.
Oh.
Hi again, I guess.
Making friends.
Hello.
I saw him stop by the weekend last night.
Yeah.
Adventuring.
Yeah, I gave him. Oh well, they gave themselves a name. Name's
Beans.
The two beans.
Yeah, they showed the shark has two beans.
Oh, beans.
I see.
Land shirts. Stretch. Same reaction.
How'd you talk to him?
It was a talk.
Yep. Sounds like it.
I guess I'm just waiting for Higgs to come back. I didn't realize he was here.
Yeah, he's here now.
Sound upset.
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
her secret, Captain. She's always upset.
But
Oh. Not sound upset yesterday.
I didn't have a reason to be upset.
A lot of things
Oh.
happened overnight, unfortunately.
That's not good.
Nope.
You'll be okay though. Mom usually gets better after a while.
Want to hold land shark?
I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. Always help me.
Appreciate it. You want to step aside, Knight, or what?
Oh. Yeah, just a
Sure.
little bit of what I found out. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Catch you later, Beans.
See you soon, Beans.
Later, buddy.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's up?
So,
Okay.
yeah, good. So after last night, there, as you know, apparently there was an explosion inside the dream realm. Not sure how many people heard it, but there was an explosion. That was why there were cubes all around the tree.
Yeah, you told me about it.
Yeah, found out why. Akira, when they went to attune to the card, the tower saw Akira. Akira saw the tower. The tower fought back. And they hit back at Akira. Not sure how exactly, but probably hurt Akira in some kind of way. And so Akira reacted very poorly, obviously.
Sorry, I was hot. So I had to go alleviate that.
Oh. All good? Okay, anyway. So I'll restart a little bit. When so there was an explosion inside the dream realm, apparently. When Ludric attuned to the card, the tower saw Akira, or Zayu, and then Akira saw the tower. The tower didn't like that and hit back at Akira, which
I was right.
hurt Akira. So in the end, the reason why the explosion and Akira's really upset at the moment, most likely, is because of the tower, not Ludric. Yeah, you were right. So the tower caused an issue for us, and because they are a bunch of fucking children, and
No, they're not a bunch of children. They're a bunch of devils.
yeah, I know. But
Sorry, just wanted to be plain. They're just how they are.
You know, they're greedy. I get it. And you know, the
So
tower doesn't want to be
this is
seen.
something that he didn't think of
Zayu also doesn't want to be
consequences
seen.
about.
So you know. So
Should we go approach him right? Should we go approach him right now then?
no, he's doing something. Hi, Labbers.
It's high noon.
It is high noon. It is 5 a.m.
Do we make it aware that we want to talk to him?
Yes, I will go do that. So give me just a moment.
Hold on.
What about Wah?
Fuck. Sorry. One more time.
What about, like, you know, that I want to exist in asking?
That's fine. Yeah, it's all many times done.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to exist in... I'm not gonna ask.
So, right. The good thing about this is when it comes to the tower, they have terms for a lot of things like this. And considering that everything that's happened, this is mostly on Ludric, I think there's a place for a deal to happen.
Oh, by the way, real quick. Foreigner card. It's gone.
Gone. Yeah, knew that.
Yeah.
Ida told us.
Okay. So we firmly believe that the foreigner card was made for Ludric. It was meant for Ludric. And now that Ludric no longer needs it, it's gone.
The tower
It
did
might-
performed a reasonable action.
You think so?
A beast was reaching out. A beast was, as far as they're concerned, was trying to attack them.
As far as I knew. You're right. And obviously Akira did not take kindly to that. Because... they didn't know what it was.
That's why I don't want this stuff to be spreading around, because this isn't a situation that people are going to just sit fine with. You know?
Yeah.
This greed.
Yeah.
We're good. I think I'm pretty sure he's giving a tower representative a walk around right now and a tour. So I'm going to let that finish and then we'll have our yap.
Yeah.
Because the tower's probably very upset at the moment as well. Which is also
Enough
not
to
a
give
good
him a
thing.
punishment. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard
What
about
punishment
any...
did they give him?
I don't know. Something beneficial.
Oh.
Did something to fit the crime. Or whatever.
I suppose Ludwig did kind of not
If I
tell
were
them.
if I were a secret organization and then I always have a group and I honestly I'm surprised I didn't see it coming beforehand. I really should have. But if I were a secret organization that covets all information as much as I can, you know, with their people and whatever, I would be a little upset if someone else, potentially a higher power, found out where I was potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And you feel the same? Yeah.
So what's QB doing about it, Zayu? What are they doing about it right now?
They're waiting for Calliope to come by. Right now,
Calliope
they're
busy.
they're investigating. Yeah, that's what I did say that. Yeah, no, Calliope is fucking busy, but they still waiting for him.
Okay.
Yep. When I went over there, they immediately pulled me away. They did not want me anywhere near it. But Now that I know what's going on, we just need them to calm down.
Man, I didn't expect to actually feel more concerned.
I don't know if you should or shouldn't. I think that this is kind of just a we need more information type moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, just hearing the little tiny bit of information got me more concerned. I was calmed down after talking to you, but I feel like that kind of went out the window.
Give it a few. Give it a few. Oh, it'll happen. We'll figure it out.
I feel like I'm less inclined to be even talking even more into detail, explaining why this is complicated and personal. Because it's just like that. Basically, that's a. I'm not talking to just him. I'm talking to others as well.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all.
What's to say that these tower people can't be like, all right, snap my fingers, tell me everything you got. You don't got a choice in the matter. You're part of us.
Because that's not how it works for Ludric. They have to make a deal first. Ludric has to. They have to deal. They deal with each other on giving information. Now, Ludric willingly does give information, I believe, from time to time, but it's about things that would interest the tower, not. And I mean this in the nicest way, Patty, when I say this. 18-year-old girl's emotions about a specific thing. I don't think the tower would find any value in that.
But what if it's about Kira? To understand it more.
You already said you weren't going to be giving a bunch of information to Ludric about inner working stuff.
Well, that's mainly because I don't feel comfortable with that. Like I said, it's personal. And he's not going to understand the complicatedness of this.
I want this to be seen more as a. I want this. I want you to do your best to try to rationalize it for a few. Just sit there, think about it. Don't spiral. Just. Let's go back for a second, and then we'll work on everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
I know. It's like that's like the equivalent
be like
of
this
saying,
in your
"Hey,
night.
Patty, stop being
I shouldn't be
depressed."
like this
But
in your night.
you know, they just
I shouldn't be.
there's nothing right now that I can give you that would make you feel better until we get more information.
I know.
I just don't want you to suffer any more than you already are. And honestly, we are in luck because guess what? If the tower does care, it's great that they're business people. And I'm sure I could arrange something, and with Ludric's input and everything, I'm sure we could get something smoothed away that they could. Basically, we can figure something out. Anything under the sun. I'm still confident.
So, is the tour going to be for like the entire night, I guess?
No, Ludric should be done here in a few minutes.
regardless, Mars, I'd rather not have any inside baseball thoughts there. I'd rather make sure I am just well, I mean, I suppose I would like to not have to be feeling the suffering in my character's feeling,
One
but
of the things that really deeply bothers Ludric, to give you some insight, is he hates being treated differently because he's no longer a jackal, but a fiend. He really does not like it. When everything kind of happened and he transformed and he changed in front of everyone, Ebb and Flow and I treated him differently, and I don't think he's still forgiven me. So keep that in mind when you talk to him too. This wasn't his choice, in a sense, I guess. This, at least the horns, you know.
I don't care about the horns. I don't care about
I'm
anything.
talking about his connection with the tower more, is like the thing.
It's hard for me to just simply just be like something, just or rather just not care when someone just goes about pretending like their connections to other things don't matter. You know, when I go do things, I'm always keeping in mind, what about my family? You know? Or what about my city? You know, like when I make a decision that, like, you know, would jeopardize something, I don't do it lightly. Oh, okay. All right, let's probably just move on from this subject line for now.
Sorry,
No.
I was trying to think of something to say, but I'm starting to run low on cowboy wisdom. Not that it's a detriment to you or anything, it's just, I don't know, sometimes I probably won't be able to give you a satisfactory answer for some things.
I know. I know.
I see him, I'm gonna go grab him.
I don't know if you should be around for this talk or not. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna be saying anything. I'm just want to listen to what he's gonna say.
not. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't intend to say anything to him. And if he just kind of, you know, puts a cap right there from the get-go, I'm just gonna be like, okay, I guess I got what I came here to listen to, and I'll walk away. I'm not gonna tell him how I feel or anything like that. Not yet. Not right now.
Also, I'm gonna talk to Adrian still of this, but August had something to actually I got so silver mist vapors. They can be collected from active volcanoes and from silver ingots, like silver things. So
iron volcanoes.
Okay.
iron volcanoes. So we get to go
You also
volcano
promised to
hunting.
take Kazi with you.
I see.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
They will take it seriously. They will take it seriously.
Oh, fuck. Whoops.
You're gonna bring them with you.
Oh, that'll be fine. No, they might get hurt.
Okay, I guess it's not.
They
I
will
mean,
not
lava
get
won't
hurt.
hurt them. Lava won't hurt them, right?
Well, just tell them not stepping and they won't.
They'll find out very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay for me to do that? Or did you want me to?
What, to go to a volcano?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I want you to keep that in mind too, that like, of how much I allow you.
I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of expecting you to say no, that's too dangerous, but hey.
I trust you though, is the thing.
Okay.
Right? Whether I trust you and your current skill sets. That's specifically the important thing, is I trust you and your skill sets.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I hope you remember the next time I tell you no about something.
I do. Hey, I've been good lately.
That's true.
I've been telling you as much as I can. I'm gonna go get something to eat real quick. I'll be back, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be here with the talk anyway.
I don't know. I'm going to be involved at this point. I saw them go off to a corner.
Oh. Okay.
Nuclear bomb. Hello.
Mum said yes to me going to a volcano, so
Okay.
I'll get a.
We always wish to go to a volcano for different reasons.
Are you going to be going to the volcano that's like in the greater Atlantic Forest or somewhere else?
Is that a safe
as long
volcano?
as-
It's I mean it's bubbling, but it's not like it's not gonna like a. There's no risk of exploding. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna need like a fuck ton of this shit, so we gotta get as much as we can while we're there.
Yep.
You
So
probably have
okay.
to.
So that's good to know.
I haven't done any research as to what is active over there, but like, there haven't really been any signs of reports about stuff. Like last time something happened was like some kind of fire tornado that was caused by someone else around there.
Oh.
That was years ago.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Tried to make a wind noise.
That's but you forgot the fire part.
I've never tried to touch lava before.
Don't touch lava. I mean, it's not like, you know, you're sticking your finger into the sun, but like there is a lot of energy behind lava.
Sure.
That is a location
yeah,
where
good
people
point.
dump things out at.
That is true. Just, I don't even want to. I don't even want to get rid of a claw. Wait, maybe that's how I can dull my claws.
Sweetie.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm joking. I'll be back.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to be having that conversation with him then. I'm assuming it was already, like, even before, from frame 0, like, already, just like, I don't know what it was. I just, like, I know there was a, like, if he's not going to be talking about something, then I'm just going to simply just walk away. And I guess it happened frame 0.
He's assumably being. Never mind. Walk
All right.
one.
Did you already hear? Did Ludra already talk to you about stuff, or?
Nope. Come on.
Okay. Do you wanna
Okay.
tell Ida about what's going on too?
Okay.
All right. Let's go. As a group, we're gonna go to the guild hall. We're gonna go to the guild hall to do it. So
Okay.
that's not on the public. So.
There are more stuff.
Yeah, yes, there is.
Oh dear.
I need your office. Can I borrow your key?
He was looking down at me directly. It was scary.
I'm gonna get this thing because I'm
everyone.
not,
I hope everyone's doing all right.
Tonight, how this is working out already.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Are you okay?
Bye,
We get back from being gone for a week. You have to make
What?
up for all the meetings you missed.
Basically, that's what it feels like.
back in Dragon's
meeting.
Yeah, we'll get to see him.
It's just talking, catching people up on certain activities that I've been up to. Nothing too crazy.
Do I need to know anything?
No.
Doing things?
It's not Dragon's Fire related, thankfully. It's nothing that hopefully should affect anyone.
We can spend as much time as we need there.
My God.
Yeah, exactly. We need to also
Have people that are good with like
heat. Oh, you had enough, man? I had enough.
No, we're gonna still be in the area.
Oh, I can be on fire, so I don't have to worry about that.
You can be on fire. I can put my hand in fire.
Yeah?
I know how to. We know how to find the guild.
You'll have to excuse me if I'm a bit slow. I walked up from.
I had this one, I just don't play it that much.
Man, there's so much of Carnalots walking around.
Chastised Ludric.
He's gotta fix that teleport when I go into the grotto. It teleports me here.
No,
Grotto's closed.
not you two. Not you two.
There
God
are
damn it,
a lot
damn
of
it.
Carnalots walking around.
I'm gonna go join the fun.
Oh, they're all coming to make fun of the puppy. I thought, oh, damn it.
Dumb dog. Puppy.
I don't want to go to the
What the hell are you
pound.
talking about?
Shenanigans is what.
Ludric did a goof for the time.
Oop. Wrong button. Wrong button.
Okay. Alacrity.
Alacrity.
Never heard that one before.
I don't either. I just know phonics.
Howie?
I want coffee, so I have coffee.
I'm finally gonna see whatever this room is. I don't know if it's a good thing or not.
He said the one at the end is reserved.
No, this one is the one at the end. That's for the heroes.
I'm a mistake.
I don't think this shit. I think one of his maids organizes this. I can't imagine a artist being organized. So
I could. With how he acts and how he does things, I could. So, do I just sit in the center? Does everyone else want to sit behind the table to be the judges?
no, it's not that. I just want the information. That's all.
Yeah.
I just want to know. That's all I want to know about is just like what happened, what happened with you, what's
Who,
going
what,
on.
when, why, where, when, what. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 W's and how.
Okay, well, the what is you already know. I attuned to the card.
Uh-huh.
That part is quite obvious. More so than I anticipated it being.
What happened?
I guess. What happened?
What happened? Yeah, more so.
Got stuck. Multiple things, realistically. One, we got stuck in a place. Then I found out afterwards that Sal potentially could have just gotten whisked away from. Would have been another time in my life where I would have gotten trapped somewhere and other people could have escaped when I had no feasible way of escaping on my own. And I wanted my own.
What?
One of the reasons. We got trapped in a prison. We went to the door on the beach. And we got trapped in the Herald's prison.
Right. Yeah. We chatted about that. Okay, I remember that. Okay. So that happened. You got back. You attuned. I summoned you.
You summoned me. The tower summoned me. The tower obviously was not very happy about what happened. because somebody tried to peek into what they viewed as their secrets into their domain, so they tried to nuke her. That is how it was described to me, and they tried to blow up an entire location. Obviously, it didn't take the entire location out because people can still use their cards, the Dream Realm is still there, and people are still interacting. It was never my intention, nor did I ever think it was going to get to that point. I had no reason to. Because of it also, they've taken memories from me. I'm not allowed to remember things about the tower right now. I don't have access to the library. I am contractually bound now for at least the next 3 months to be doing menial work for them, and I am.
Means that Dylan's the only one who's got information now.
For souls.
As far as Mana Beast is concerned.
Well, does not sound fun at all. I assume menial is like scrubbing toilets?
No, the way it was described to me, essentially, imagine being the posh man on top of the company having to go into the ghetto to sell crack to all the locals.
Okay.
I gotta go do the direct work.
Okay. I mean, I guess you'll be busy. So there's that. So... What else? Is there anything else? Or is that all you know?
At the current moment, that is all that I have heard from them in terms of any interactions. As long, I suppose, as nothing else tries to dig that deep or look towards them, nothing further should be expected.
There's also the part for at least Zayu on Dream Realm side. Apparently you've been kennelled.
Yeah, I heard. Fun little joke, huh?
I guess. I guess I expected it on Zayu's side a little bit more, considering that it happened in the first place. I'm a little, I wouldn't say like surprised that Zayu went as far as they did to look that far. But then again, this is probably like the first time they've ever interacted with something like that. So
it happens.
There's that.
Just like, you know how people connected to Paddy, it just happens innately. It probably wasn't an intentional thing.
Probably not.
It all spread out,
so,
and it touched the tower. And the
good news is that I don't believe much damage, if at all, has happened to Zayu. So I believe that's fine. Because if there was, I believe we would have felt something. All of us collectively would have been like, oh, given how stuff was when down the road. But I think this does mean, though, for people who are around, that I think we should have a fun expedition at some point, or at least separately or collectively, whatever the case is. I believe that we should use mud and go after the Akashic creatures, the Manaflood creatures, and go after them and eat them with the mud. Zayu sounded very happy about that when I asked a few weeks ago. So I think that should be done to help them get up their strength regardless of whatever happened. I think it would be good. I think you should do it too. As a thank you, as a I'm sorry that this happened type thing. So there's that.
The presence of the white cubes floating up is indication of an injury before they faded over time, but we can kind of get a vague estimate for how well they're doing as they fade.
Alright. Has anyone carded up yet since then?
Yes, it's fine. I'll try to do that.
Okay.
That's one of the questions I asked at first to make sure that I hadn't taken that from people.
I haven't felt anything weird or anything strange at all, so I don't think that's happened. Patty hasn't, as far as I'm aware. Sal seems to be okay.
in part it could just be a bit of shock. Like someone.
I think that's what it probably was. Yeah.
On you.
So there's that. And from what I grabbed Ludric before and I yapped to Ludric, and you said that you don't think the tower is going to have any explicit interest in Zayu past that?
No. Again,
Okay.
I think it's more of the only interest they had was making sure that no one kept trying to poke their nose in. Of course, they told me that all can be forgiven if I simply remove whatever this essence is that's attached to me currently.
That's not gonna happen, because it's nigh impossible. There's something that I can do down the road, that if it needs to happen, I can help sweeten the pot with the tower to kind of, be like, hey, no?
No. I did
Show
this, I'm
interest.
taking responsibility for it. This is my burden. I did this. I'm taking care of this.
Okay. I won't say no, but if you need help with something, I won't mind helping. This wasn't, like, I acknowledge that this wasn't something that you intentionally tried to do. Like, this, you're involved, you wanted to attune, you wanted the tower nothing to do with it, you thought the tower was going to have nothing to do with it. I acknowledge that, and I trust you.
This is supposed to be a further anchor away from it. That's what all this is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was saying to Patty, I suspect that Akira's likely gone back to the underground room that only she can go to. Only Patty can go to. If they've gone anywhere. So they might...
The birdcage, or...?
No, the replica of their old apartment that exists.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
I don't think I told Higgs that's what it looks like.
Ah.
Okay.
Other than that, I did try a blue route last night. The routes didn't seem to be affected by what happened.
The tower makes it sound one way. Hearing from the Lord of You makes it sound another way. I don't think it would be fair to equate it to simply a child being slapped on the wrist. I feel like it's a bit more intense than that, especially when explosives, magically or not, are involved, but...
For I guess, relative scale, it seems to be on the same scale of the injury Akira obtained when they failed in making a body and connecting to the root. But like I said, well, once whenever Calliope gets back, I'll have a better idea of what's happening with that. And we can. But I do like your idea, Higgs.
Talk to Censored too.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else to think of, Ludric, or is that pretty much it?
Is there any questions, Lord of You have you want to ask? This is your time. I'll answer brutally honestly. You may not like it, but I will answer it.
Why?
Why what? Specific.
Why did you attune?
One, the very simple answer, not the entire answer, but an obvious portion of it. It's powerful, me. Gives me an advantage, gives me an edge, gives me something that isn't directly tied to the tower that can't be taken away by them. It is something that I feel at this point I have earned. I have fought with the Lord of You before I had the card. I helped without it before, and even if I didn't have one, I'd continue to do so. I had a card given to me. A card that was told by many it was not good. But it was right there, the temptation, just right there. But I was told no, because it was bad, that it was going to have very terrible effects if I attuned to it. So I held off, and I kept staring at this damn thing until eventually an opportunity came with something better, something more reasonable, safer, agreeable, as when I talked to the lot of you, you all seemed to be on board and understanding and acknowledging that I knew what I was getting myself into should I have attuned to the card. I even waited after I gained the card before I made the decision to attune to it. Since then, I've had multiple instances where, one, I've been left powerless, where my magic has not worked against anything that I've been having to deal with. I've been put in situations where I've been trapped, with no other possible way of escape, having to rely on other people. I'm tired of feeling weak and useless, and I found something that could help with that. So I took it, used it.
But you also did it for Sal, though, right? Too. Was part of it.
Did it for Sal, I did it for you. I did it for Kara, I did it for...
Hi.
Oh. I'm sorry, I thought he was not here.
No, give me his key. It's on a table.
Alright.
Oh. Behavior stuff. You're probably gonna really care about kids, like, a lot. That's probably the main thing you're gonna have.
Believe it or not, I already do. Everyone makes the jokes about me eating children, but I do thoroughly enjoy and love children.
Oh. I guess we'll have you doing some ×2 on that then.
Wonderful.
I get it with
how he behaves towards Nate. I hate to see how he really,
when
he really likes kids.
So, you know, I get the part of it as well, and then I think I called it back then the power of opportunity, or whatever. I think is what it was when I took the card. It was concerning, I guess, for me to take the to kind of accept the deal that I did, but mine's a bit more directly connected with you, so it's fine. But and so anything else? I don't think I have anything that I want answered.
I'll just say, I just would have appreciated a bit of notice, that's all. You know, I wouldn't have stopped you doing it. Just been like, hey, I'm gonna do it in a week. Okay, now let's go dot my I's and cross my T's. Make sure everything would have been alright.
I don't think it would have been, to be perfectly honest with you. She doesn't like me. As far as I'm currently aware, I don't think it would have ever been a time when it would have been good.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think Zayu doesn't not like you. I think Zayu was just wary. When I spoke to them, they almost made it just sound they were wary of you was all.
Well, I can only assume that only made this situation worse, didn't it?
Maybe, but I think that there is plenty of time to repair all things, and given the fact also this wasn't your intention, I think they'll see that.
Maybe.
Give it time.
I've just been working at this for several years.
I mean, mine's more of a physical incapability than a emotional one.
I think that they'll talk to me a little bit sometimes, but at the end of the day, they'll only talk to really Patty about the big things. It seems still. And I don't know if there's really anything I can ever really do about that, but.
Well, it seems like I better get accustomed to staying in a kennel then. Is it tall enough to stand in at least?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It's quite big.
Oh. Okay.
My bird cage. So it's just my bird cage is all that it is. Just something I suspected would happen.
Well, at least you're close enough to talk to. And like,
For now.
Is it not floating in the air or anything?
Nope, it's just next to the wall.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, that's even better then. It means so previously the priest was up in the air very far away, almost like how you wanted nothing to do with them. You've at least been put on the island. I would take that as a better sign than you know, than any. So there's that, at least. I would take that, at least, in a better place. I also like to believe that Zayu has slowly become accustomed to my sense of humor ever since we've been doing game night for, what, 6 months now or something? And Sal's humor? And Sal and Zayu do not talk because they're both introverts and it's fucking awful. So most of the time it's me talking to myself. So I like to believe that maybe this is some terrible, absolute, horrible bastardization of maybe a part of my humor. And that's why you have been killed. I'm sorry.
What the fuck's
I don't know.
Avert.
Avert.
They just avert.
You're aware about the dream stuff? Rather,
Yes.
that you will not
Lack
be...
of dreams.
Yeah, you will no longer have dreams. Going lucid is a choice. So, basically, you could spend the entire time inside the kennel thing not going lucid. So you don't have to feel like you're in there.
I didn't know that from last night. While you were asleep. Well, asleep, out of body. I don't really know what it's called.
Yeah, you just like walk around in circles or like roll around on the ground or just do things that like you would expect a child to do, like eat grass.
Please don't let me drag my ass across the kennel. Save me from that small bit.
I don't know about that. If you ever need to ask anything, I guess, or if you want to try to ask of something, you can ask QB.
Or try to.
QB will or try to, I guess.
Yeah, they're very kind of obtuse though, so I'm used to that.
No answer.
No answer.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll say no answer, and it's more of a... They literally don't have an answer to give you. It's not like they're holding anything back, it's just... They don't know how to give an answer.
Okay. Is there anything I should also be aware of while I'm dreaming in terms of what my body can and cannot do while I'm there?
And we can't get injured, to my knowledge. You'll have the card on you. In there. If you put it in, you'll act like the heroic spirit.
And you'd only be able to remove it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
You'd only be able to remove it if you can reasonably sort of... If that person would be feeling like they're up for taking it out.
I did it, and I do not suggest it.
Yeah, that was fine. I had like a self-therapy session with myself.
Well, mine's also a vengeful spirit who hates John Minamoto or whatever the fuck.
It's quite ironic. And being put in the kennel, yet the card that I have makes me love children. And care as a child.
I never really got to learn much about Atalanta because I never really fucking talked much. Like fucking Lancelot talked more than she did.
I talked to them and Lancelot once. No, I had a conversation with Lancelot.
No, you know what? No, I did hear Lancelot say one thing at one point. Banana. Banana, and then grabbed the banana crate and walked away or whatever.
Yeah, I think my only time I really talked with Atalanta was the time that she appeared along with Lancelot and I was talking with Anna. Kind of just jumped me out of nowhere. Not actually attacked me, but just surprised me.
Another thing. This also means that attempts to kind of like invade your dreams or psychically invade you have more of a it's more like it's up to you. You're the one that's going to be opening the door.
That was another reason why I took it.
Right. Malleus. I forgot about that. That was another reason. This does mean though, so the important part is though, and something I do wanna express, is, and I'm pretty sure, most this if the mental block and everything that's tied to like the current strength of Zayu, which means effectively don't go running into like a mind battle, because it's going to be Zayu taking the brunt of it, and I try to avoid that type of thing, just to, you know, for obvious reasons.
Again, and if you're concerned about that, Paddy, I have not been to Saphira in over a year at this point, nor have I had any interactions with him or any of his cronies. The only person that I have seen of relation to it is this bastard and the bastard that spawned her.
Well,
I'm not actively doing this as a way to go fight him either before that becomes a concern. This isn't me trying to prepare myself to have another fight with him. This is self-assurance that, God forbid, he ever come to a land of Osaka, or I am pulled somewhere, at least I have a bit more preparation.
Sounds like he's got his own issues at the moment, from what I hear.
Oh?
So, yeah, apparently his partner died.
Good.
So now he'll be dealing with that for a while.
How's the child doing?
Bad.
Surprisingly well. Well, surprisingly well.
Well, there you go, you have two different sides. I do not wish any ill on the child. The child has nothing to do with anything, and I do not want them harmed. If there's any concern of that. If there's anything I can do to help, I'd rather not be directly involved, but if there's something I can do, just let me know.
I'm so far removed from that. My last interaction with Malleus was fighting him, so
yeah, I remember how well it worked out. So
it didn't.
I'm aware. Mine didn't go so well either, if you didn't realize.
It's fair.
Alright, well, I think
that's everything.
Probably everything.
I'm gonna lock Varius' door and get back the key and everything. Let's go!
The scrunch in this mat frustrates me.
Have to stay, or a rug to stay down.
That's why I give wood instead. Plywood.
I'm not putting more wood on top of wood. That's crazy.
I don't know.
Already scratches up, falls up, and so does peanut butter.
I think this is Minotaur hide.
Jesus.
No.
Stairs are not made for Minotaur hooves.
No, they're not.
It's made for no one, I feel like.
Okay. I'm going to go home. I have to go attend to still searching for my long lost basement child. Because that's a great question. I'll get back to you in 3 to 5 business days. I'm going to go Lucid tonight, so I'll go check tonight.
If I can,
anyways.
I'll also try to go Lucid tonight, I suppose. I guess I will see how my new quarters are.
I'll see if I can like shimmy my way in or something, and then we can build you like a sofa out of rocks. Oh, don't jump in the water. You'll turn blonde like Hiko did for like a year.
Yep. I'm aware. I was made aware of that one too. I have to watch out for Sal, make sure she doesn't push me in. I want you to know, the entire time we were in there, Oh, what the fuck happened with that? Oh, I had that ready. Yeah, I had don't move ready just in case. I don't know what the fuck happened with that. I got all wibbly wobbly on me.
Dude, there's like... I think almost everyone's gonna be coming lucid tonight.
I warned you about it in advance.
Yeah, almost everyone's
This is
going
not
lucid
gonna
tonight.
go.
So it's a shame that
But he still did not.
that's
like, he
you don't
was
have
like, I
time to
shouldn't
be
have brought him out.
updating
What was
that
I
place.
thinking? That was stupid as hell.
If I updated it, I would just need to switch out the menus to the newer one.
And then like he was just like,
What? We could still use the what?
when he started joking is
change
when he
anything
was
physically?
like starting to get a little nervous.
I mean, the things I would need to be changed physically would be the
I'm
kennel
like, I'm sitting there going,
and
just,
Kiko's dome.
I know what I gotta do.
Okay,
what I gotta do.
There.
Higgs also, he was like,
I'm also
he
lazy.
said. He said to he said to Ludric, he was like, yeah, we've been playing like board games for like 6 months or so, pretty much, and so like Sal and Zayu don't talk, so assumedly it's just me who talks all the time, and maybe my bad sense of humor is rubbing off on Zayu, and that's why you're in a kennel right now,
Tag me
is
in,
because it's
coach.
a really bad bastardization of my humor.
No, you gotta suffer.
So,
No,
from what I heard is, so Ludric attuned the card, got summoned by Higgs, like, I saved you! And then immediately got dragged to the tower.
And I got a finger wag directly at him. It was just like, you fucked up real bad. I've been cut off
Ludric talking to me like, I need the...
Oh, hi, Higgs. Oh!
Oh no.
Yeah. No, I got given the official number today too, but how much I owe the tower.
Soul coins wise,
60,000.
Man, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Just in a VC, so blah 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 blah. Ah, blah 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 blah. Ah, blah blah.
Basically.
on the way out, Higgs is gonna be like, Patty, do you wanna leave? I'm gonna go get some Subway. You can eat something.
She's gonna stay in Caelfall.
Okay.
She's saying Caelfall, and she said she's gonna be hugs and whatnot. She's all gonna say that I'm gonna see if I listen to JWA reports or whatever of any cash. I'm gonna.
The powerful outer
You know how angry the tower would
At
have
this
been
point, I'm
with
gonna
Ludric?
keep what you
Oh,
said
it
to
would've
heart
been
and use it
sad.
as also just stress relief.
Yeah, he's just gonna be like, what's the plan? And then leave.
It's time for me to maybe start do some modifications on Patty's Aijutsu stuff and have a toggle for mud form.
Where's the
Like an intentional, like, okay, well, I think it's time for me to start actually developing these if it's gonna actually help Akira.
I'll probably put the same on the child whenever I finish the child, but I'm going to probably do a thing where I have a tentacle just come out of the hand and just wrap around something and just squish it, and then it'll like.
What? Before I go back in there, I'm assuming the answer is obviously very simple on this one. There's a locked gate on that kennel, isn't there?
You can't open it. You're just stuck in there.
I have thumbs.
Can I shimmy in there and then help Ludric build a sofa out of rocks?
It's basically it's just like you try to push in there and you're like, man, wait, is this actual real? Is this simply just painted transparent?
It's dirt floor.
Also, yes, Ludric is rubbing their ass on the floor when they're on Lucid.
Damn it! I knew that was gonna happen, but I wanted to at least try to avoid it. So hold on. So here comes the important question. So the dirt floor.
What do you mean Patty's messing it all up?
Damn! That's about a dirt floor then!
Yeah, it's a dirt floor. You just can't dig it no matter how much you try. It just won't go down.
It's a lie. That's what it is. It's a fucking lie.
So how does Higgs feel about like how Patty just like really just
they're in the
held back?
I was watching the hand the entire time.
Yeah.
As a sense of stress.
Oh, that's what you
and basically when Higgs started joking is when he got really nervous and was like, we need to lighten up this fucking room, otherwise something bad's going to happen, and it's going to be the worst.
It could be worse.
He was also like, shit, I should have brought him Melly. So I should have.
Yeah, no, that was
I gotta go celebrate real quick. I'll be right back.
That was just that part about the Malleus part. That was the like that just made Patty like. It, I'm gonna tell Lexa that like a feeling of just like despair, just something just like probably enough to make Night go like, oh shoot, what the hell? Because like that's like a like oh my god, yes, my kids are like. You didn't ask me that if this like this is okay, like when he's like, oh, I asked everyone for all this sort of stuff. Patty was just sort of like yeah, okay, I guess he can get away with just saying that because I didn't say anything against him. But that's because I didn't want to talk to him. So yeah, I guess it's more. That's more reason for Patty to be like, all right. So my consequence of not talking, for not actually speaking to you, my mind, is you did this. So now she has more reason to actually speak her mind about how she feels about this. So,
okay. So it's a W, is what I'm hearing. Yes.
Man, get in there so I can.
I didn't go in yet. My headphone's gonna die.
Okay, you want to go in there before you go in there then. I don't want to make an awkward moment.
Processing.
I didn't think I was going to be walking out more upset than I was.
At least that was honestly though.
Hi.
This isn't a bad time.
What's up? What's up?
I'm looking for your kid. Matt wanted me to asking about the whole greenhouse thing or whatever.
Yeah. That'd be me technically speaking. I'd be giving you information on. Has she updated you on anything?
I'm aware of the ingredients you need.
Oh, but you don't know about where to be tending stuff to.
Yes, as well as the silver mist. I should be able to find. I haven't been out of the hospital since 2 or 3 days ago. So Amelia and Thalia we've been back at camp for about a day or two. So
yeah.
I haven't really been worrying about too much aside from that.
There's the main one actually that's we're in trouble with is the last one, the Phantom Root.
Luckily, plants and usually stuff that are tied to that, I should be able to find easier than I assume the mist will be the harder thing to find for me, but I should still be able to have a contact.
So the mist. Let me just check before I say, because we did learn something about that. The silver mist vapors. It's found in volcanoes with iron-rich volcanoes.
Okay, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
My kid's gonna be looking into that specifically. We've got a volcano in the forest and whatnot. So
I will, regardless, see if I can find some information about it, because if I can find info on it, it means I can give you a clearer idea of where to find it. If not, if the information was incorrect that you got, then I can try to do my best to point you in the right direction.
Okay.
Obviously, it would be cheaper for you all to get the ingredients yourself, especially when it comes to the silver mist. It doesn't sound like something you can grow. Though for everything else, I should be able to take care of as well. I just need a place to do it, and I would just basically show up once or twice a week, depending on however many times you wanted to hire me to come look at it, where I would come, be around it enough. I have a shield that will make it grow quicker.
I'm still in the process of
as well as I just have a natural green thumb, all things together. I do want to ask, is this a medicine you're trying to make?
Yeah.
Because this sounds like a medicine.
Well, I mean, we're calling it a medicine. Is this, like, would you say it's basically a medicine?
Yeah, kind of. It's like a inhaled potion type thing.
If it's a potion, then even better.
Medicine.
So if it's something like that, so part of the thing of what I do when I harvest the materials, remember how I asked if I could harvest the aloe myself from the Wicarium? I will improve the material's quality by harvesting it myself. On top of, if I create the medicine, I will also increase the value of the medicine as well. It's the reason why my medicine sells so well when it does, is because I'm using common goods and it's coming out as a rare or very rare item.
Okay.
And I sell it for fairly cheap for something like that would go for.
If there's any quality we particularly need, it's the duration. The person's going to need the medication every 2 weeks at the current moment.
Okay, that should be able to be done.
Initially, we're gonna just totally try to just eat the cost initially, but we'll try to figure out what to do to make it sort of figure something else out after, later on. We just want to get the medicine as soon as possible so we can administer it to the person.
I was already going to just talk to you about credit in the beginning with anyway. I will take care of it free of charge. The only thing is that I'll take a share of your chocobo money.
I think that'd be
chocobo money.
I could talk to you about that later.
Speaking of, here.
Has it really been a month?
Bag of gold.
You invested in horse racing.
Yeah, I mean no, it's transport.
I see.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later about that.
I do want to. There's also a third one, and this one doesn't get used often unless I absolutely need to. The potion, if I administer it to someone directly, it will work better as well. So 3 different improvements on that scale. Obviously, that third one is weird on that aspect. I don't even get a lot of time to do it for my own team, and Amelia gets all flustered and irritated with me whenever that happens anyway, because it's like I'm giving her... I used to give her medicine when she was smaller anyways, and she had a really bad cold, and she doesn't like me treating her like that. So, most people don't. Anyways, when it comes to that, though, if you wish, I can also administer it, but
we'll have a talk about that one first. But yeah, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
As far as
also,
as far as like where you could be attending stuff to yet, for the time being, I'm still researching. When it was brought up to me that it'd be, you would be kind of attending it and stuff like that, rather need a place. It kind of made it harder for me to find certain locations because a lot of the stuff that I could be going to are very much it's for the community, and you're technically you don't live, you're not the residents. So I'm trying to figure out what locations are fine with that, or rather doesn't charge an exorbitant amount of money. So.
If you're going to be looking for something as well, I would highly recommend something that's through druids or use druidic magic in some capacity rather than a lot of technology. It'll just work better with me.
Okay. Yeah, no, all of the stuff that involved technology was already filtered out. So I don't have much of a choice in the matter.
That's fine.
So,
trying to think if there's anything else that's vastly important that I need to mention. I don't think so. I think this should be a fairly successful thing as long as I'm looking after it. After all, I've been looking after it. It's not the same thing, but I've been looking after Avaris's dragons for a few months now. They are, like almost a year old at this point, and they're triple the size that they should be?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of a move there.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. That's fantastic. We appreciate your abilities, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the contractual change and whatnot, and I'll draw something up. It'll just depend on how frequently you want me to be there and how much time I'm putting into it, if I'm making the medicine, and what other services are being tacked on.
Yeah. Let's not be too go too fast with that. I'm fine with just kind of paying you like normally outside of the contract adjustments. I just want to make sure I talk to the person that's going to be receiving the medicine about this first.
That's fine. I'll draw up to that. It's not like I have really much else to be doing right now except for letting Folly and Amelia heal.
everything's dark and shadowy and black, and I can't see anything at all. But I'm still looking.
Okay.
Have you had any traders come in with Saturite yet?
I know.
I have some, potentially.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I don't want to experience that
Yeah,
again.
It's so when I assume Bartholomew created those 3 meteors in the wave to drop on us, it must have contained some rare ore.
Yeah, they did, and it apparently like some people in JWA complained that it was all scooped up before they got to claim it. Yeah. You know, maybe they're trying to do things properly with all the, you know. What's that, Nora?
I said, oh, the ore from the meteor. Yeah, I read the reports about that. That there was essentially none of it to scavenge after they impacted.
Yeah, after the news came out about it.
I've heard 2 things on obtaining it, and I have 3 large clumps of ore that the merchant put in my inventory for spoils this time around. When it comes to the ore, either you can find it from the source wherever the meteors burned up and landed, which kind of has like a splatter effect, I imagine, throughout the area. There is the large meteor chunk that was landed wherever that is in the primal forest, and there is the other areas where the splatter effect was. It's still sending. The meteors are still hitting in some places, and you can get ounces from sometimes some places where they impact.
I got a decent amount of the ore, plus I got some bars from the merchant.
It's some good shit of ours, like super mithril.
You got bars from the merchant?
Super. Got 2 of them.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything like
What I
that.
could do with them,
More
but
cool.
they look. I think it'd be pretty useful. I just don't know what I would want to try and even get someone to craft them.
Well, from what I've been able to tell from the ore itself, it just seems to be a better quality metal for jewelry crafting, or accessory dealing, or potentially weapon crafting as well. It'd probably better to use a different material, like it'll be better than just using steel if you're trying to make a magic sword, I guess.
I spoke to him about the greenhouse situation and also the
Had any special I'm not sure if I did.
silver
I think it's a bit better with earth magic, from what I've seen. But that's about it. It doesn't seem to be hugely special, though. It's nothing really to write home about, aside from
What about the other one?
fact that it's new and it's rare.
Oh.
Responsible and don't overdose.
What did you say about the fancy root? You did
Phantom root extracts. That's the one we're currently not.
You said you may have someone that may know.
I should have a contact for all of the ingredients. I should have a contact for all of that, but it'll take me some time to actually do it. Maybe a few days. Actually, I have to go to the Merchants Guild, one of the locations. By the way, has the Merchants Guild have they approached you yet about opening a branch here? It would make life incredibly easy for me.
Probably haven't have to look at my paperwork.
The others, it seems like we have had luck. However, I'm still gonna, as probably Mum said, that we're probably gonna have you help out with the herb. What was it again?
He might also be in best interest to let him also make it, because it can increase the quality as well, because of the capabilities. I'm bringing this up because, you know, I know you could make it yourself.
I was gonna have him make it anyway. I'm away.
Be told.
If I make the medicine, I'm not to toot my own horn too much, but
I am fairly good at making potions and stuff. I have something like 15-ish years in potion making, as well as my shield innately has a bonus that it applies to the ingredients as well as to the medicine. And then, like I said, if I administer it to the person, then it will improve it 3 times.
I have information for you, Shield Man.
Okay.
Yeah, come here.
Okay, then. He's lappers, that's fine.
Alright, so, me.
Bah. I kind of wish he kind of stopped talking. I'm sorry, sweetie. I really wish he'd just kind of stop talking. But he doesn't know. He doesn't understand.
I know.
I'm sorry. I probably should have waited until we were gone before I brought it up to you.
It's all good. It is what it is.
At least for the first couple of batches, we need to see. I want to make sure that this is kind of just perfect, as perfect as possible. And then after that, we can't always expect that for him to be around to help out with the stuff, you know.
I know. But what's to stop him from making a whole batch of it? And we only need him like every 2 months.
The important thing here, Knight, is that Nella's going to be fine. That's the most important thing. This is supposed to be for Nella.
I suppose.
Any amount of pride or whatever needs to be set aside because this is someone's life. It's the same stuff that I talked to you before in the past about honor. It's a really delicate thing to balance in regards to, going something down the route of honor versus, well, that's someone's life in danger. And you're risking with honor?
Mm-hmm. No. I'd still have emotions about it though, can't I?
No, you're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that.
We'll be okay.
I know you'll be okay. It's just getting past that feeling.
Yeah.
I'm also sorry, I might as well let you know. I'm sorry I didn't mute the empathy link earlier. I know you don't want me to, but...
You do it when you need to.
That's
all I'll say.
I should have done it there.
What happened?
One of the situations where it's like getting upset about something that can't do anything about, It's like the equivalent of the people who want to get revenge and their target of revenge is long since past. I'm not saying revenge. I'm just saying this level of screw up was immense and not well thought out. He had assumptions, and I guess I could safely say to some extent that it kind of was my fault. That he said that, he talked to everyone to get their thoughts, to see if this is fine, and he you know, he basically kind of got a response back of just like, you know, it seemed like this was a fine thing to do, okay thing to do. And I'm just thinking to myself, I didn't say anything to him because I didn't want to talk to him anymore. I didn't want to hear about that subject anymore. I wanted to hear whatever the hell he wanted to talk to me about. So I suppose I got more reason to simply just tell him how I feel. Because I don't want this to happen again. And if he's going to be barking at me for how I feel like I care less now because everything's fine now, but that doesn't take away from the fact that things could have actually been worse. Something almost did happen.
I've already mentioned to him and told him that he needs to tell us before he does anything. Because I basically said that the dream realm can be like a toddler. One day they want something, and the next moment they want something else. They change their mind. Just like that. So. But regardless, I am.
You know, I told Lila that, hey, I think please be patient with me in regards to, you know, maybe the thought of like having the size of the home, so to speak, rather the family increase or anything like that. Boy, is this making me think about not want to be thinking about that at all, in any capacity.
We can't really do that until we have the money, anyway.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
What?
I mean, more people in a family means more problems being brought in.
Right. Okay. I think that closing up the hole. We should probably head out.
I don't. Well, I didn't hear any bells, but I do want to get going home, though. Or rather, I do want to get going. Higgs kind of brought up something that Akashic might be rather good for Akira. And considering what Akira has gone through, they might need more energy coming back to them. So
I'll also try and see if I can talk to Calliope to see if that might be able to be, or Akashic can be used.
I'm not really sure if there can be like. I think at this point,
there's a way that we can collect the amount of mana that's coming from them. We can use that to help collect.
I don't. It's gonna have to be whatever it is. It's gonna have to be skimmed off for Kira.
Let me try.